If you're selling consumable products like supplements, snacks, drinks, or anything similar, there's one email marketing sequence that's gonna get you repeat purchases on autopilot, day in and day out. I'm talking about the replenishment flow. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how you can have one that turns otherwise one-time buyers into repeat customers. I'll take a real brand and build a high converting replenishment sequence right in front of your eyes. I'll show you secret strategies and tactics and the exact emails and designs we came up with. By the end of this video, I promise you'll know how you can build one for your brand. But first, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matthias Pirelli, founder of Female Engineers. And if you don't know us, we're the team that 7, 8 and 9 figure e-commerce brands pay when they want to unlock more email revenue. And today, we're revealing some of the secrets we've used to build some of the most profitable replenishment flows and turn underperforming ones around. But first, if you're not familiar with this one, what is the replenishment sequence and why have one in the first place? Our clients pay us some serious money to manage their Klaviyo accounts, send campaigns, and create flows, this one included. But why? Let me tell you. The replenishment flow triggers automatically when someone hasn't purchased from you in a few weeks. With this sequence, we can give customers the chance to repeat their last order with just a click, which is powerful. The ultimate goal is to increase customers' lifetime value by getting someone to spend more money with you. But we're also increasing your profitability, because besides the cost of goods sold, the second more expensive cost is acquiring your customers for the first time. But after they buy, selling them again is virtually free with email. So if you're an e-commerce brand selling consumable products and you want to stop churning customers and increase your lifetime profits, then stay tuned. Because in 10 seconds, I'll reveal which brand we are using as an example for this video, and I'll show you some of the secret strategies and tactics we've used with clients, such as the one we use to increase the sales of an email by 5x and other more. You'll understand how to build a profitable replenishment flow from scratch, see actual examples, and get inspiration and ideas to do it yourself. Are you ready? So, first and first, the brand we'll be working with is Tabs Chocolate. They sell what they've coined sex chocolate. Very smart. Which are chocolate tabs that you split with your partner to improve your performance. Kind of like rhino pills, but natural. I haven't tried any of those, but I chose this brand because they're selling a product that solves a specific problem to a specific audience. So you'll be able to recreate everything that I do yourself by just replacing some variables. Sounds good? Okay, now the first thing we're gonna do is come up with the structure of this flow, what to send and why. After that, we'll choose which email types to send. You'll know what I mean when we get there. And finally, I'm revealing the results, the emails we created, and putting it all together so it makes sense. By the end, you'll be able to do the same for your brand. And stay tuned because I have a gift for you at the end. Okay, before we move forward, let's review the aim of this project, as in assumptions, insights, and nuances. First, we're assuming that each box lasts 21 days on average. So we're sending our first emails a few days before that. Why? Because we need to be top of mind by the time they realize that they need to repurchase. Second, we're using 2 calls to actions in these emails. I told you before that we can get customers to repeat their entire order with just 1 click using Klaviyo, but we're not just doing that. Why? Because we've seen that also giving the people to shop again increases conversion rates, leading to more sales overall. A few reasons for this is that instead of repeating their last order, people might want to try new things or buy more or fewer units. Now, the final insight, we're sending the last email in this flow to first-time customers only. We're including an incentive in this last email, which we don't want everyone to receive all the time, just for new customers. Why? First, because we don't want to get people hooked on buying just using discounts. And second, we're doing this because the money in consumable brands is in the long term. So first, we have to create the habit of getting customers consuming this chocolate, which is why giving them a discount so they buy the product again, use the product, get the results, and then get hooked makes sense. Alright, that's for the end, the boring part. Now let's move to the flow structure. We're keeping this sequence 3 emails long. This is a good place to be, assuming you're also sending campaigns along the way. And if you're not, then you should have over 6 emails here. Now remember I told you the average consumption time was 21 days? Because of that, we'll be sending our first email 15 days after someone buys from us. So between the shipping and the handling time, they don't run out. Don't forget, we're trying to create the habit of using Tab's chocolate. The last thing we would want for our customers is for them to want to play hide the salami, or want to take a trip to Pound Town, or do the horizontal tango, and not have some tabs at hand. Alright, now starting with email 1, the goals for our first email are 2. We're addressing one of the main motivations to buy, and second, we're keeping this email very short and to the point, very casual. Right now, that's changing in email 2. Things get interesting here, because in the previous email we scooped up some of the low-hanging sales. But now we start doing some proper email marketing, as in moving someone closer to deciding for themselves that buying our products again is a good choice. For this, first, we'll inject some humor, because that's part of the branding and something their audience resonates with. Then we'll use storytelling to keep their attention while reading. We'll also appeal again to some of the main motivations to buy with a different angle. Fourth, we'll create an inception to get them to buy more units that they normally would. You'll see what I mean when I show you the emails in a moment. And finally, we'll introduce a soft offer, which is just a reminder of their front-end offer they're running on their website, where you get 17% off if you buy 3 boxes or more. Now, moving to our third and last email. Here we lead with a 20% discount. Why? Because we tried twice to get them to buy again without success, or more if you've been sending campaigns along the way, which you should. Now, the discount code we're using is a dynamic one, so it doesn't get leaked on websites. If you're in Klaviyo, you can do this very easily. Go to the left sidebar, click on content, and then coupons. Over there, you can create a code that's gonna be different for every person receiving the email, and it's good for one use only. It will look like this. You can personalize the discount amount and type, the minimum spend, and other variables. We're setting the code to expire within 3 days after being sent to create real urgency and get people to take action. We're also making the code easy to use to reduce friction. And finally, we're addressing a possible buying objection, because while an offer is good, an offer plus risk removal is even better. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Now, having said all that, let's move to the right email types to use. There are 3 email types in e-commerce. First, you have the typical designed email, which look like this. Most brands use them, and they work sometimes. But what if I told you there's one email type that's responsible for most of our clients' wins, and for most of our clients' email revenue, and that subscribers love reading, yet they barely used by e-commerce brands. But those who do make a killing. Want to know what it is? I'm talking about text-based emails. If you're not new to the channel, you probably know what I'm talking about. So, unlike the typical designed email that everyone is used to, these shine by their lack of design. These are emails that feel personal and direct. This takes subscribers by surprise and judo them into reading them entirely. And why do they work so well? Specifically for brands that solve specific problems? Because they let you develop a better sales argument, a more convincing sales argument. You get more room to persuade someone to buy, more room to tell stories, and more room to relate to what your customers are going through. And then there's hybrid emails, which are a combination of both. A design section at the top and then a text-based section underneath that. And those are the ones we'll be using in this example, which you'll see in a moment. And why? Because initially you can't know what works best for your audience unless you test it, which is what we're gonna do. For each email, we'll be testing 3 variations. First, the hybrid email with the design section and the text-based section underneath. Second, the designed email alone. And third, the text-based section alone. Now, you might be wondering, is this worth all the trouble? Well, only if you want to get up to 5 times more sales. We're constantly running this experiment each time we take a new client, and in one, we improve the sales of an email by 5 times compared to what they already had in place, just by improving the copy or the text and switching to the right email type. Here are the specific results if you're curious. So yes, definitely worth testing in my opinion. Moving on, what you be waiting for? This entire time. Let me show you the emails we came up with. Remember how we had 3 emails in this sequence? Our copywriters and designers prepared these emails and we've loaded them into Klaviyo so you can look at the final result. Started with email 1, which again is sent 15 days after someone buys from us. As you can see, there's 2 parts to this email. A design section above and a text-based section underneath. The design part is very straightforward and is what 90% of e-commerce brands are doing right now. But let's read the second part. Who should I call this time? Who should I call this time? Okay, let's see. Obama it is. Alright, take it, Barry.
Hey there, I hope your packet of tabs has been hitting really nicely and spicing things up for you. Bet your sex drive has been higher than ever. But as you've probably noticed, you're running out. Now, you know we're not just snake oil, we're the real deal. So if you'd like to keep your awesome bedroom time up, just click below.
Alright, I can see some emphasis being helpful, but it's a good start. We're just warming up. Thank you. Now you'll see where it says product in cart. We'll replace it with the actual products they order. And the first button repeats the entire order, but the second one takes them back to the website. Now, can you see how this email with the text-based section is way more likely to get someone to take action rather than having just a standard designed section? Hopefully you do. It feels more personal, more real, more human. Now, remember when we created the flow structure, we said this email was going to have 3 goals? Let's see if we met them. Number 1, address one of their main motivations to buy? Yes. Check. And 2, keep email 1 very short and to the point? Check. Now, let's move to email 2. Here we have it. Again, a design section and a text-based section. Now, let's have Obi take it from here.
Why can't you do it yourself, my man?
Because I'm paying you.
No, you're not.
Can you just... please?
All right, got you, fam. So I read this story about tabs, and I gotta say, it's not entirely unbelievable. Okay, it is entirely unbelievable, but it's entertaining as hell. It starts with a man who suffered from a low sex drive and decided to start spicing things up in the bedroom. Okay, not so strange, right? He and his partner each got their own dedicated box, not a box between both of them. They each got a whole box. Now it's getting a little stranger. When they finally arrived in the mail, they decided to have some fun by eating the entire box of chocolate. Like each of them ate an entire box of one of the most powerful chocolate sex foods out there. And what happened in the end, well, no one knows. Because when the guy woke up, he started throwing his head all over the place, looking around, desperate for a way out, because he had awoken strapped to a bed he'd never been in before, in a different country, and not even with the women he had eaten the box of chocolates with. Who knows whose bed she woke up in, if anyone's. But what I do know is that their tabs was definitely worth the wait and the price. Presumably, the sex he would have had was absolutely legendary, and he would have been 1,000% into it the entire time. Now, while I can't guarantee you a sightseeing trip to a foreign country when you get tabs, what I can promise you is that when you replenish your order, your bedroom life will keep up the improvement it's had since you got your first box. There are people out there who have to go to all kinds of crazy lengths to have a better sex life, like using a physical pump to get blood into their penis, or about 100 years ago, they were even having goat testicles transplanted into them. By comparison, eating dark chocolate doesn't sound so bad. And the best part, if for whatever reason it doesn't end up working out for you, you can just get a refund, hassle-free. Just ask within 30 days and you get your money back.
What a story. Again, we'd show the products in the previous order at the top. Now, let's see if we met our goals for this email. Inject some humor, check. Use storytelling, check. Appeal to a motivation to buy, check. Create an inception to get them to buy more units, check. We did it with the story where we said that each one purchased their own box, and we're also doing it with the next item. Introduce a soft offer, check. See how it's all coming together? Now moving to last email number 3. This is the final email in this sequence and it looks like this. Now let's see if my friend can do one last favor for us. Barack.
Hold on, I'm about to pat. All right, what do you need? Oh yes, the email, sure. And also let me remind your viewers to subscribe to your channel, Email Engineers. They've been dominating the space for some time.
Can't go wrong with that advice. Click the subscribe button below because we'll be coming up with a lot more videos like this, where we're revealing email strategies and tactics you won't find elsewhere.
Let me be clear. I've had the opportunity to preview their upcoming video, and I must say it's absolutely outstanding. It's fire, as the young folks might say. So here's my advice. You should definitely consider subscribing. All right. Hey, name. So I saw in our system that you still haven't put in the order to get your tabs again. And well, I started this company wanting to help people get the spark back in the bedroom and have a really good time with their partner. So I've decided to give you 20% off your next order, but it's only good for the next 3 days. Just use this code at checkout. If you had a great time with your partner because of your last batch of tabs, or if you've grown closer because of it, then if you can get that same feeling for 20% off, why wouldn't you want to take it up, especially when it comes with a 14-day money-back guarantee? So even if it doesn't bring the results you were used to, you get your money straight back into your bank account. Get your next tabs with 20% off here.
And again, we'll replace the production their card with the Klaviyo block, but we'll also replace what it says dynamic code with the actual code block in Klaviyo. And now, let's see if we met our goals for this email too. Lead with a 20% discount, make the code easy to use to reduce friction. This is because we'll be injecting the code in the link at the bottom, so customers just click the link and get the discount code applied instantly. And finally, number 3, addressing a possible objection, which is what if this doesn't work? Check. And with that, we're done. But remember how I told you I had a surprise for you at the end? Well, here's what I did. We put together all the strategies, tactics, and tips I mentioned in this video into something called the Ultimate Replenishment Sequence Bundle, such as the secret code that automatically applies discount codes at checkout, a copy of the 3 emails we created, and other text-based emails you can read and use as inspiration, a cheat sheet with the strategies I mentioned in this video, plus other tactics we use with clients to double, triple, and even quadruple their email sales, a short guide on how to create magnetic pop-ups that siphon people into your email list based on the learnings of hundreds of winning tests. And trust me, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more inside. And the price? Nothing. You can get it for free. Zero, nada. To get access, go to emailengineers.com/replenishment or click the link in the description below.